I've been with no sleep for like 5 days. Living this life just for Friday. I don't like rules, I do it my way. Everywhere I go they say my name. 605 crypto, 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 605 crypto.
We love green.
Hey, you got Travis B here with 605 Crypto, and whew, nice little pump by Bitcoin today. Look at that. And if we look at the overall market, most of the altcoins followed. I mean, look at this. I mean, in just a matter of a couple hours, Bitcoin gained a couple $1,000s. It's all the way up to the 41,000 range. It's been hovering just below 40 for a little while. The rest of the market likes it. When Bitcoin makes a jump, they pump too. A lot of green. And it's a welcome sight. We've had a lot of red recently. Checking in over at Gizmodo.com, they just posted their top 7 crypto and NFT projects that were total scams of February. It's a slideshow. They post these monthly. Folks, I've told you about these scams. Please do your own research. Look, I am not a financial advisor. Do your own research. This channel is just for entertainment purposes. But you need to do your own research when you're actually going to put your money into some of these things that you find out about on Twitter, or you read about it by your favorite influencer on Instagram or whatever you're using these days. Don't just take their word for it. Put a little bit of time into it and make sure that what you're putting your money into isn't a total scam. Atom Protocol made the list. I'm not going to go through all of them here, but this one stood out. I saw this one on Twitter. Never got involved with it because it just seemed like a generic copy of all the other DeFi protocols that were hopping onto their scene about a month ago. And the other day I saw this solemn tweet. There's a problem mistaken contracts. We can't do anything. We have to close the project. Sorry. So Atom Protocol, after who knows how much money was dumped into this project on the hope of making these huge returns that are unrealistic and unsustainable, and they just had a problem with the contracts. That seems like a pretty convenient excuse just to rip people off of their money. Another one that made it. I mean, look, folks, these people are actually taunting the people that they just ripped off. And how easy it was, all right? They've got this DeFi thing called Bloonsville. All it took was a couple of paid actors, and boom, we did it again. Y'all really believe anything nowadays. And that's what I'm telling you. You need to be a critical thinker. You need to think for yourself and not just take people's words for it, or whatever you see on TV, whatever you're hearing in the media. Please think for yourself. So, these doodled dragons here, this isn't the first time they scam people. They made off with almost 600 grand. They're going to do it again. If they're this confident about it, they have a working formula. They're just going to go on. And look, people, there are industries built behind scamming people. I mean, there's industries, okay? Make sure you're not getting scammed. Be a critical thinker. Think for yourself. Think outside the box. So, folks, I wanted to mention Operation Mockingbird to you. I always tell you to have a critical mind, be a critical thinker, think for yourself, have your own thoughts. It's very important. You might not have heard of Operation Mockingbird. Yes, it's a real thing. It's not a conspiracy. I mean, we're looking at the Wikipedia page. So they say it's an alleged large-scale program. This really happened. Operation Mockingbird is an alleged large-scale program of the United States Central Intelligence Agency, the CIA, that began in the early years of the Cold War and attempted to manipulate news media for propaganda purposes. Think outside the box. Think for yourself. All right? What this talks about is they would go in and plant seeds of information that they wanted the people to believe that they would hear on TV. Now, back in the 60s, if they were doing this in the 60s, think what they're doing now. But in the 60s, you only had 2-3 channels. You had your NBC and you had your CBS. I don't think ABC was around yet. Fox was not, I think Fox was in Australia at the time. But it was easier to hit these the major networks. Have somebody that you could feed information that you want the American people to believe, to kind of create a narrative, if you will. And that's what Operation Mockingbird's about. So if you take a look and do a little bit further digging, you can bring up this Select Committee on Intelligence of the United States. And this is from the 90s, okay? So in the 90s, they don't actually talk about Bring It By Name, Operation Mockingbird, but this is more or less the same thing, where it's an interesting read. It's hundreds of pages. You don't have to do a lot of research. I'm going to link it in the description here. All right? So think outside the box. You know, what's the shape of a box that everybody looks at every night? A TV. So that term, thinking outside the box, all right, put that to use here. Because I got to tell you, in a world where George Soros agrees with the with the narrative that we're hearing that sounds good for society, something's going on, all right? This is an evil man, evil family, all right? Leave it at that. We can see here all these prominent liberals being chummy with this man's son, okay? Now, why is this man's son... Oh, look, there's old Chucky. There's President Obama, all right? So Mr. Soros and his son get around here, and I'm just wondering why they're basically saying we need to protect the Ukrainian people, and we need to do this, and they're touting the same narrative that everybody else is. And I don't know about you, but I really don't stand for anything that George Soros stands for. So if he's for something, I think that's the first coincidental thing in common that I've had with him. So I have to stand back and think, what's going on here? Maybe everything that we're being told isn't what actually is going on. Think for yourself, people. Think outside the box. Checking in over at the Twitter with Gold Telegraph, the U.S. dollar is down against the yuan today. The Russian central bank governor says they have a system that can replace SWIFT internally. So SWIFT, that's the international, the money system that moves money between the banks. That's what they all use. We've heard through the media that the governments are all going to ban Russia from SWIFT. And we talked about on one of the last shows that Russia was kind of welcoming this. Said, China and I are working on a blockchain backbone. We don't really need your SWIFT system. And plus, SWIFT ain't really that swift anyways. If you really think about it, it's slow. It should be called slow, not swift. Also on the Twitter with Jack the Rippler, make sure you give him a follow. The era of the SWIFT system doesn't end because of the Russian war. It ends because you can't settle money from A to B with SWIFT. The new era has begun. They're not talking about this in the news, but something's going on here. The fact that the Bearable Bull is saying, also on the Twitter, is saying today is the end of expert discovery in the Ripple vs. SEC case. This is where the fun begins, my friends. There's a lot of things all culminating at the same time here. And if we reference back to this USA Today article we looked at last month, where the U.S. magistrate judge, Sarah Netburn, extended expert discovery until February 28th. You can see it right here. The extension was jointly requested by the parties in order to conduct additional depositions. 8 expert witnesses are yet to testify due to travel restrictions and personal issues. So now they've got that all worked out. It's February 28th. Today was the last day. There's a lot going on in the world. I mean, looking over at the Daily Caller, Switzerland drops neutrality in rare move to freeze Russian assets. I mean, the Swiss. I mean, you remember Swiss bank accounts? That was back in the day in the James Bond movies and all, the Swiss bank accounts. They can't touch my money because I've got them in offshore Swiss accounts. Well, now that seems to be in jeopardy. If you look at this article here at the Daily Caller, Switzerland announced Monday it will be freezing Russian assets due to the Russian President Vladimir Putin's invasion of Ukraine, breaking a long-standing tradition of neutrality in foreign conflicts. Take a look. Interesting article at the very bottom. It's a quick read. Switzerland has historically maintained a neutral stance on global conflicts, in part due to its role as a global financial hub. Chassis says he was concerned that the following along with all European sanctions could threaten the country's reputation and that some action was necessary. Well, you might have threatened your reputation one way or the other. I mean, maybe the people know that, hey, they're going to give in too. The Swiss, All right. So, it's big news. Swiss bank accounts. Just think about that. So I wanted to check back in the DeFi space and bring up LowOverture again. They kind of came on the scene, I guess late December is when I found out about it. what kind of caught my attention was it was a low-cost DeFi opportunity to get into. It's not like some of these where you needed to have $5,000 or you needed to have a couple grand just sitting there. A lot of people don't have, most people don't have that. Most people don't have $500 sitting that they need for an emergency. I mean, statistics show that. It's pretty sad. So LowOverture was a DeFi protocol. You just need 100 LowOverture to get to create a node. If you check out the price, the price is sub of cent. So you could pick up, we could pick up 10,000 LowOverture for $27 and create a node, okay? They've got their 2.0, version 2.0 coming out. I think it's on Thursday this week. We've seen a nice little price pump today, and over the last couple days, we've seen a nice little pump in the price of LowOverture. It's still very low cap. You can get in early. Please do your own research. I've been involved with this one since early January. I make a couple dollars a day in it. I don't have a whole lot of money. I probably have $500 into it. The price goes up, I'll make more. That's great. This was some money that I was willing to risk. They've stood the test, so I'm going to bring it back up here for you to tell you. So LowOverture, do your own research. They have a website linked right here from the Twitter page. I'll link it in the description where you can take a look at all their information. Make sure you're doing your own research. I'm not a financial advisor, but if you're looking to get into the DeFi space, you don't have a lot of money to spend, you only need 100 LowOverture. So for 28 cents, you might as well go for 500, For $1.39, you can have a node. For LowOverture, it's on the Avalanche network. Check it out. Do your own research. The road to success and the road to failure are almost exactly the same. Read that again. Figure it out. Thanks for joining us today. If you made it this far, give us a like, subscribe. This is Travis B. with 605 Crypto, and we'll catch you next time.
I've been with no sleep for like 5 days, living this life just for Friday. I don't like rules, I do it my way. Everywhere I go, they say my name. 605 Crypto, 605 Crypto, 605 Crypto, 605 Crypto, 605 Crypto, 605